Well, hi everyone. My name is Corey. Many of you do know me, but for those that don't, I originally came from Maine. I moved to Alaska in 2012 because my partner is a wonderful woman, and everything I do knowing that she's behind me. But I'm not going to talk publicly about our relationship too much because I experienced cerebral palsy. I'm a power chair user. Just so you know, it is power chair, not an electric chair. The electric chair is a capital punishment device, whereas a power chair is a mobility aid. So we want to be very careful when we talk about the way we talk about our mobility aids. No one's shocking us to death, but by sitting in a power chair. So that's very important. But I oh, hold on just a second. So I want to make sure we know that. So I'm a power chair user. You can also say motorized chair. That's fine as well, as opposed to a manual chair. Um, I have been used to CP all my life. Okay? It is not a tragedy. It is the way I was made. In Jeremiah, it says, "Before I knew you, before you were born, I knew you. I formed you in the womb and knit your bones together. I know every hair on your head. I numbered them all and called them by name," which tells me that the Lord knew I was going to have cerebral palsy and allows me to use that for a very specific reason. Now, for those that don't know, I am an advocate. Hold on. Let me just share this to Facebook. All right. There we go. Yeah. So for those that don't know, I'm an advocate, and it's very important that I say today that I'm not here on behalf of any of the organizations I advocate with. Um, I know that they will support the sentiment of what I'm going to say, but there are things that I will say that they may not be behind. So I want to be very careful and say, I'm speaking for myself. This is me, Corey. Um, but yeah, so I'm an advocate. I also have low vision. Okay, so for those who are less sighted than some of us, let me describe myself. I am male, 50 years old. I have brown hair, graying a little bit at the sides. I wear glasses, very thick glasses. Um, and that's my physical appearance. I'm wearing a red short sleeve shirt, sitting in a power chair, a blue quantum power chair. Um, but today I wanted to come on and just talk to you a little bit about something we have in Alaska called the DD Shared Vision, or as we refer to it, the Shared Vision. So first of all, what's this DD? What's that about? DD means developmental disability. Okay, and if you have a developmental disability, you'll know exactly what that means. That means a disability that you either were born with or acquired. I believe it's before the age of 26, is it? Yeah, 26. Okay. Um, Cerebral palsy um, certainly qualifies. The way to think about a developmental disability is, does this does this condition that you have impact did it impact your development? And if not for staffing and services, would you be able to be alone? And if the answer is no, then chances are, you not only have a developmental disability, you also qualify for one of our waiver services. Okay. Um, Waiver services are complex, so we'll talk a little bit about them. But I will just say part of our waiver services say, and waivers are different for every state, so it may be different in the state where you're at. But our services say, in order to receive home and community based services, you need to show some some progress, okay? Usually it's progress toward improving your life and your disability. I don't know how they think we're going to make cerebral palsy go away, but there we are. Right? So we have to show physical progress. And there are ways I can do this. For instance, I stand in a stander every day that strengthens my legs, stretches my legs, and stretches my back. Yep. This is very important for my heart, my lungs, my bones, my muscles, my whole body. Okay. Um, I currently live in a group home in Alaska. I've lived in several group homes, and all the group homes basically have been the same. There are places where I might be the only one there who's cognitive. Okay. In the current group home I'm in, I'm not the only one who's cognitive. There is another young woman who is cognitive and she's very kind. But the other residents are fairly noisy and incapable of having conversation, so to speak. You couldn't have a philosophical discussion with them to be sure. And many people in Alaska are living in group homes. In fact, Alaska likes to say we're very proud that we closed the big hospital in Valdez called Harborview. We did this in the 90s, but instead of one big institution, we have lots of little ones, right? Lots of small places where people kind of, the staff are wonderful. I have to say, my staff are amazing. They know how hard it is for me. They they try really hard to make everything wonderful. Um, but it's hard. I miss stimulation. In fact, I miss having conversations with family. And, my parents live in Maine. I live here in Alaska, and Alaska is home, by the way. So, yeah, what is this DD shared vision? Well, a while ago, a bunch of us who received services and a bunch of service providers got together and decided that we wanted to change the way the system works. And the shared vision is Alaskans share a vision of a flexible system in which each person directs their supports according to their strengths and abilities. Our vision includes supportive families and professional staff. And services now, both now and in the future. And we want people to direct their lives in their home, their community, and in their job. Alaska is a work first state. We have programs called supported employment. We have done away with the sub minimum wage law, so we don't allow that. If you're employed in Alaska, you are employed at a competitive rate. And these are all wonderful things. These are things the Developmental Disability Shared Vision has done. And I'm so proud to be working on that team. Um, However, living in a group home is not what I originally had in mind. I need the support, and that's what's hard. I really do need the support right now. But the shared vision says basically, Corey, you need to get a vision for your life and share what that would be. So my vision for my life is to live in a community where I can make a difference near my partner. Okay, so near my partner, um, and just have be a group home for one or two. Um, Now I don't know if my partner will be able to live with me, and I want to speak for her because we have some unique challenges. Okay, we have some stuff that we have to deal with, and it's hard. But I do know that I want to spend my life around chosen family. There's some family in the Kenai area that would be nice to be around to help support them as a couple, to be able to double date, right? Because there's nothing worse than taking your staff on a date with your partner, because your staff is sitting there going, how does this date fit into a day have goal? And what do they learn on their date? See, staff are not really meant to be in the moment. They're worried about whatever their note's going to be or the next person they have to do they have with. They're not joyful at being with you in that moment. They really are thinking about how to write your note, because they've got to get the notes in on time so that they can be looked at and sent to the state so the state can approve your time. Um, so it would be really nice to double date. The family up there, they're in their 30s, right? So to my partner and I, they are young. Okay, they're a wonderful couple with two wonderful children, and and just to be clear, I am not asking them to be staff. I am not asking to have them make me the center of their world. That is not how this works, right? They've got children, and they are husband and wife to each other. That is very important. Um, if you are a married couple and you are not experiencing a disability, a recognized disability that would get you Medicaid or SSI or SSA, and you can legally be married, yeah, first of all, you need to know I completely support that. Okay. People who experience disabilities do not have marriage equality. Okay. And if I talk about why we don't have marriage equality, The Social Security Administration would come after me because we don't have marriage equality. Um, and it's not just paperwork. There are other clauses, other parts of the law involved in that. Okay, so I'm not gonna go into that, which is one of the reasons my partner and I might not end up living together because we got to be really careful, right? We don't want to present the wrong way. But if you can be married, and you and we can help you go on dates and maybe take the kids to a movie so you can go on a date. We would love that. We love children and we want to be around them. And honestly, I want to get back to teaching preschool and teaching vacation Bible school and Awana, right? And if you don't know what Awana is a wonderful Bible-based youth ministry. Um, and it's sort of a cross between Vacation Bible School and Boy Scouts or Girl Scouts, right? So you learn, and rather than patches for just community service, you earn patches for um, being able to memorize and explain certain Bible verses, right? And then being able to demonstrate what those Bible verses mean. So, you know, this is a wonderful thing to be involved in, and we love working with little kids, and we miss that so much. What I would like today, what I'm reaching out for, is I can't speak for my partner. I can't speak for her. She's not here, but I'm telling all the agencies in Alaska what I would like. I would like a way to have a home where I could live and be part of a community. I would like services in that home to be different. I would like not to have to justify every 15 minutes my need for staff. Right? That's one of the reasons I'm in a group home now. It's not that I want to be in a group home, it's that group homes bill by the day, so then I don't have to justify my existence. Okay? But I would like for people not to have plans of care. Do any able-bodied people have a plan of care? And if you don't know what a plan of care is, a plan of care is a document that gets renewed every year, but it can be changed at any time. Okay, can be added to, can be have things taken away, and it is a document that tells the state what things you're going to work on that year. So, they want to know, Corey, what progress do you want to make this year? Okay. The problem with that is the type of progress they're looking for. It is very difficult for somebody my age to make the kind of progress they're looking for. Now, I will say this year I've got some visual goals. Again, by that I mean, I mentioned I have a low vision problem. I mentioned that I have cerebral palsy. Right? And my visual goals this year are to complete my cane training. Okay? Um, so, for anyone that doesn't know, I use a white cane when I go outside because um, my eyes are moving around all the time. So, even though I can see, I may not be looking at the right thing at any given time. Um, so it can be hard to do things like read because I can start on one line and my eyes can spaz and go down to the middle of the page or go down to the bottom of the page. So it's really hard to track things on this. It's really large print, like a really large print. Uh, so that's difficult. And so part of my goals this year is to complete my cane training so that I can go out independently. One of my goals this year is to become proficient using my Meta smart glasses that I don't have yet, but that we put in my plan of care. And for anyone that doesn't know, the glasses can do things like, hey, could you read me this menu? Or hey, could you tell me about the different sandwiches on this menu? Or hey, could you summarize this letter from the cable company and tell me how much I owe? Right? These are game changers for those of us with visual impairments. Because 90% of my disability is my vision. Now, there's some physical things going on as well that I have to deal with every day, but honestly, that stuff I'm really used to. It's my vision that kicks my butt. That's why I need staff with me when I go outside all the time, and it would be really nice not to need that. Uh, you know, and so these are my goals. And then I have other goals through the Alaska Center for the Blind and Visually Impaired, going over and learning about ADLs, which are activities of daily living. So like being able to cook and do things like that in a safe way that you don't have to use the stove. You can use other devices. They now have devices that will heat a pan that are not hot to the touch. So you can put them on a table, put the pan on the device, and cook things without without such a great fear of being burned. Now you still have to be careful because the pan could get hot, but you know it's going to provide a greater degree of independence, right? Because my goal in life is to make a difference in the community around me, and to be able to be a part of a community, to have people say, "Come on over, Corey. Come on over for supper. Come for Bible study. Come watch my kids while I go to the store really quickly." Um, simple things. Simple things. Now I don't know for sure where I'm going to be, and I don't know how long it will take. But I'm asking all the agencies around, just you know, this is my vision, and I want to make a difference in the world. And I advocate and do all kinds of things, but I haven't really shared my vision. So that's my vision: is to work with kids and to be able to walk around my community safely and be okay. Thank you, everyone, and I love you all.